Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've got a ×10 event. Probably, I'd say one of the most whale-a-thon events for a ×10 I've seen to date. And by that, what I mean is, proper endgame players are going to be spending big. I know that for a fact. I'm in a bunch of these chats. Endgame players that don't have a couple of these champions are going to spend massive to try and get these champions. Before we go into the ×10, a quick, I don't know who's made this, but it's pretty cool. Clan versus Clan tournament kit coming out, 50,000 mystery shards, just $100. I don't know who made this, so sorry if I stole it from you, but I thought it was quite funny, so I thought I'd throw it out there. We've got a Tomb Tower kit, which is actually a Clan versus Clan mystery kit as well. So doubles up, beautiful. My clan actually we've just hit our milestone goals. We just finished the goals for the event. So we've hit top events points, which is pretty cool. And we are up against the big boys here, the free-to-players, who have almost done 3 times our points. So must be a pretty damn good bunch of guys. Damn. I've actually played pretty hard, probably used all my resources, I'd say, over the last 2 days, and done, as in like my daily resources, my daily grind. I've hit 300k points. So, damn, Murder Inc., Lil Will, Deeks. That's a ton of grind. And in fact, nearly the whole clan's done more points than me. And I've used all my resources. I'm not like whaled a whole ton of extra, and I have been trying to push myself for the champion training to get this. I'm nearly there. How long have I got? A day? I've got a day left to go just to get this Stimphos, so I stay in the hunt for this. One other thing with this, guys, as well, for those that are still involved in the fusion, still into it, it's a shocker. I don't know how they're going to do this or what they're going to do, whether it's just going to be the same thing again. But we've got the champion training event, which ends tomorrow. And then we've got a champion training event with another 15 Mordecais, which is between the 25th and the 28th of April. We're going again. We're going again. We're not done. We're not done leveling champions yet, guys. We've got another event coming. It's a champion training tournament rather than an event. So it's going to be one of the ones up here, which normally is not as brutal, but whew, who's bored leveling champions? It's boring. Anyway, let's get into this. ×10 then. So what delights have we got from PLARIUM this week? So they're big, to be honest. The legendaries particularly are big. And actually one of the epics is huge, I'd say. So let's get into it. The first one, I think you can take it or leave it. I definitely would not pull shards to get myself a Whisper. But no, Whisper, when she first came out, she was pretty strong, I'd say. But that was when Relentless set enabled you to stack extra turns. You can't stack extra turns anymore. So that nerf to Relentless set pretty much hard nerfed Whisper. So she still hits hard. None of her damage has changed, but she's got a weaken here on her A1. It's okay. She's got increased attack. Everything she does is single target, and everything she does around buffs and stuff is on herself. She gets increased attack on this one for only 1 turn before attacking. If the target has got higher max HP than this champion, I mean, she's actually got a reasonable amount of HP, so it's not definite that's going to happen, but any sort of PvE will happen. Will ignore defense if the target's got weaken already. So part of her setup is weaken, which she can do herself, but obviously A1 is the last skill she's going to do. So the setup order, you almost need to set her up with someone else. She's then got this increase, attack 2 times A3, gets an extra turn if the target's under decreased defense and weaken. Okay? So she can get an extra turn here. It hits hard, and she can actually go extra turn into A2. So A3 into A2, providing you've got decreased defense and weaken on the target. So she goes extra turn, then she comes in and ignores defense. She does slam hard when those kind of situations are involved, but it's so difficult to do. 10% chance of getting an extra turn whenever she crits. She should be full crit anyway if you're going to build her out. and increases damage inflicted on bosses by 20%. So at one point, she was kind of seen as a clan boss option, as an alternative to a poisoner. She just doesn't cut it. Her base defense is too low. She does hit hard, but it's all single target. You need to set her up for her to really get going. And with the Relentless set nerf, I'd say she's got no place in the game right now, in my opinion. So Whisper, I'd say not worth too much trouble over. Next one up is one of the new guys, Anax. Anax, I recently did a takeover with Anax, and he hits hard. He basically hits like Feign hits. So if you're looking for that unkillable champion for your clan boss team, Anax is actually a really good answer to that. You do have to be aware about this extra turn mechanic. I would only really run him in unkillable teams if you're running something like someone who's got block damage, like a tower comp, or if you're running something like a Batman Eater where his extra turns aren't going to throw you out. But he does bring Weaken on his A3. He does bring Poison on his A2 and a decreased defense. So he brings all of the high damage mechanics you need for clan boss, and he's got really hard hits anyway. His base damage is just high. So he's pretty cool. Again, all single target stuff. Outside of clan boss, I don't really think he's got a place. Next one, I think I'm seeing the theme here. Are these all just high single target damage? No, they're not. No, I'm not seeing a theme. Right. Next one up is another epic, Gala Longbraids. Gala Longbraids. What do I think of this girl? Again, all single target, multi-hits. It's kind of okay. Outside of Faction Wars, I don't really see her being used. Some people can use her for Arena, and she's okay. She hits kind of hard. She's got really low base defense, but she kind of gets through that by putting shields on herself. So she's got a double hit here. Each hit ignores 30% of the target's defense. Places a shield buff on this champion. The shield's equal to 20% of the damage she does. I like this mechanic for an attack-based champion. When you're doing damage, you're putting shields on yourself. I really like it. She's got an A2, attacks one enemy, ignores 50% of their defense when attacking under a shield, so she puts the shield on herself. Places a shield buff on this champion equal to any surplus heal for 3 turns. So she heals for 50% of the damage she does, which is nice as well. And then she's got a triple hit here as well. Ignores 25% of the target's defense. Gets an extra turn if she's got full HP after she does it. So she's kind of like shielding herself, healing herself, chances to get extra turns. All of that's cool. But in the current meta, where single target hits don't really do much compared to AoE slams that can do the same level of damage, if not more damage, against everyone, she doesn't really have a place. But she is super good for Faction War 21 Doom Tower as your damage dealer. So she can come in there. Again, I wouldn't pull shards just to get myself a Gala. Last one up then. Last one up is really strong. The Deacon. Mr. Armstrong. Stretch. What a champion this is. This champion, I've said it before, 3-in-1. He's your 3-in-1 champion. He brings speed lead to all battles. He brings turn meter fill and enemy turn meter decrease, and gets an extra turn, and then he drops defense of everyone 100% if you book him out. Wow. This champion is the real deal. He's also got a leech ability on his A1. There's not anywhere in the game that this guy can't play. If you want, he's in my clan boss team right now. I'll show you real fast what we do on the clan boss. He's in my clan boss setup, and I'm one keying everything. 79 million. Deacon in here as my speed lead. I've done videos on this. You can check that out. Yeah, he's super good for that. So I use him instead of Seeker here. Seeker's probably the better candidate, but if you don't have a Seeker, bam, you got yourself a 1 key. He's also really strong in the arena as your speed lead. Go first, decrease enemy turn meter, fill yours, and then drop defense. Like, he's doing 3 things that you want to happen in the arena in one champion. He's also bookable to 3-turn cooldown on this, 3-turn cooldown on this. It's ridiculous. So in wave content, stuff like dungeons, stuff like Doom Tower, Faction Wars, he cycles back to his ability so fast. It's on a 3-turn cooldown, but because he gets an extra turn here, It's the equivalent of it all being on a 2-turn cooldown. It's bonkers good. It's crazy. You can put him in stun set. You can put him in relentless gear. You can just run him in speed gear. You need your accuracy to land your decreased defense and the drop turn meter. But I tell you now, Deacon can play anywhere. And honestly, for like an epic, I think he's up there, top 5 in the game. Somehow, I didn't call him out when I was talking about Sacred Order, because Sacred Order have got so many good champions, and I was slightly, I don't know, I must have been drunk or something, but he's one of the best epics in the game. Okay, so let's get on to the legendaries then. And first one up is, what is he? He's an orc. First one up is Robar, the friendly. Look at this guy. Such a friendly chap. Imagine him coming to your dinner party. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, I mean, anyway, Robar. What are we talking about with this guy? I mean, let's start with the good stuff. He can be the highest hitting champion for an AoE hit in the game. Harder than Trunda. But his setup required is vast. So he's got this AoE here. Damage increases if the target's under a sleep, a stun, or a freeze. Now, if they're under a freeze, you won't do the hardest ever hits because you lose percentage of damage anyway. But if they're under a sleep or a stun, this hit will hit harder than a Trunda Slam. Okay? Needs to be booked to do that. But he has got 87 speed, which means that to get him to the level of speed you need is very difficult to do. He's also got 694 defense, which means that if someone even gives him a tickle under the armpit, he's falling down. He's like the guy, he's like injury-prone guy at football. He looks buff, but no, he can't take a hit. He can't even take a drink. Which means he's just not played. He's too slow, he's not played, but he hits so damn hard. He's also got an AoE decreased defense. It's 100% if you book him out. It hits hard as well. And he's got this kind of stun mechanic. So he's infamous on my channel for the lockdown video. Check out Hell Hades Lockdown and go and have yourself a bit of fun. I had Robar hitting someone over 20 times with this ability because every time he stuns someone, he gets another turn. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's a shame. Again, he was a big... he was nerfed because of Relentless Set being nerfed hard. He used to be able to stack turns. He can't stack those turns anymore. But he's still kind of fun. He's got this accuracy and faction grips. Okay, whatever. But yeah, he's just not really played because of this base defense and the base speed. So the next one, someone who I've got a bit of a soft spot for, Tomb Lord. He's actually been in my current Doom Tower teams, interestingly. Let me show you quickly what I beat. Whatever the last boss was. Magma Dragon. So he's in my auto team for Magma Dragon. Brings decreased defense, brings decreased attack, and he brings multiple poisons. So against a Magma Dragon that is this affinity, Tomb Lord's actually really, really good. Tomb Lord, in my opinion, needs a small buff, and then he will be top tier. So if they reduced the decreased defense and attack ability from 5-turn cooldown to a 4-turn cooldown, I don't think he'd be broken, and I think he'd be awesome. But at the moment, even if you book him, he's a 5-turn cooldown. You've got Stag Knight, you've got Deacon, you've got Tyrell. You've got a number now of epics that just do this so much quicker. Which means that he lives in the vault, which is a shame because his kit's awesome. He's got decreased speed A1, triple hits. He has got poison A2. If he gets a crit, he puts 4 out there. They only go on for 1 turn, which is a bit of a negative. And then he's got this decreased attack and defense ability on his A3, which is awesome. That's one of the best abilities you can get in the game. It's just a shame it's on such a long cooldown. I think I might have worked out the theme now at last. Everyone gets an extra turn at some point. We got there. We're only 3/4 of the way through the video. Yeah, so there you go. Tomb Lord, pretty cool. Arena defense, is that whatever? Who cares about it? As a Go second arena champion, by the way, awesome. Decreased attack and defense. Yeah, he's awesome. He is good for that. So, good champion. He's great in Fire Knight. He's good for Magma Dragon. He's actually really good for Ice Golem as well. Throwing out poisons. You need decreased attack on Ice Golem, which is important. And he puts decreased defense at the same time. So don't sleep on a Tomb Lord. It's just annoying that this is on such a long cooldown. Okay then, so we've got 2 more to go. One of them is a new fella who I really like. Jin Toro. I did a video on this guy when he came out. He was my favourite Shadowkin. I think he's the best Shadowkin still. And he's got this crazy A3. Attacks 5 times for every 4th use of this skill. Puts out great debuffs as well. And he gets this back quicker with his A2. He steals turn meter. He gets an extra turn if he kills people on his A1, a bit like Relic Keeper does. Hits hard. All turn meter fill effects are increased by 50% when used on this champion as well, which is cool. So I used him for my video as I think it was Unkillable Clan Boss setup. And damn, he did damage. He hits freaking hard with his A3, especially when it's the 5. The 5 hitter, I think, is the hardest hitting single target ability in the game as well. So crazy champion. Don't be upset if you get this guy. He's very fun. And he's got loads going on in his kit. So he's cool. The last one then is going to be where the whales come out. The whales are going to be beaching. Nekret the Great. Considered by a lot of the top plat players as the best champion for arena defense now. It's been Duchess for a while. Nekret the Great is considered now the best. Number 1. Numero uno. He also looks so sweet. So good. I mean, he's got so much going on in his kit. He's got a resist in all battles. You can't really be upset with that, especially with the amount of stuff now where you need high levels of resistance. Things like Doom Tower, especially. So he's going to be strong for you anyway. Decrease attack, triple hit A1. He's got ally attack A2 only with people that have got ally protection on that he's placed. So he places ally protection as part of a passive. He places block debuffs, strengthen, and ally protection basically got block buffs and strengthen for 3 turns for the person with the lowest max HP at the start of the round. So in something like arena defense, you're choosing who that's going to be. You choose who the lowest max HP person is. Okay, so he's putting on block debuff, strengthen straight away, and ally protection. The ally protection cannot be removed, so he's definitely done an ally attack with this. And then he's got another ability where he just places it on someone else. So before you know it, he's gone. He's got his 2 champions now with the ally protection on and these great buffs, and any ally attacks with those. So that part of his kit's okay, but yeah, the fact that you choose who's going to have these crazy debuffs from the start of arena defense means that you can basically pump somebody like a what's his name? Hegemon. You can pump Hegemon full damage and give him some survivability. You can pump a Trunda full damage, give her some survivability. All sorts of ways that you can play this out. Whenever an ally is attacked, this is another passive. Whenever an ally is attacked under ally protection, placed by this champion, places a shield buff on the ally equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. There's just so much going on with this kit. Yeah, so, I mean, he's considered one of the best champions to obtain as a super whale, and I think PLARIUM are going to be filling their money bags. They're going to be off. See you soon, fellas. We're off to the yachts. We're off to our private yachts for a weekend of debauchery and whatever else they do on these fine events. So yeah, he's going to be big, and obviously it comes in line with the fusion anyway, so a lot of you are just going to be pulling shards anyway, because you need to for the next fusion event. Is it out yet? Summon Rush, to get yourself the last Brogni stuff. So if you're pulling shards anyway, good luck on some of the good ones, because there's a decent selection of champions there. If you're not going for the fusion, as ever, I would say probably best to just hold your shards. Probably best to just hold and wait for a ×2 event, unless you're the endgame whale that really wants those champions. Anyway, guys, I've been Hell Hades. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you soon.